Welcome everyone to Dail Wood Technology channel. Today, we will explore together the arduous, but also extremely interesting life of wood sawyers. From cutting wood in the deep forests, transporting giant tree trunks home, to the difficulties and challenges they face every day. Don't forget to click register and like to support us. Tree cutters must rely on ropes to stay safe when working at height. They tied the rope tightly to the tree trunk, using it to maintain balance and fix their position. Every time they saw, they needed extreme concentration and precise coordination with their teammates on the ground. This is dangerous work, requiring both skill and physical strength, and rope is the savior that helps woodcutters safely complete the task. When the rope is tied tightly around the tree trunk, it not only helps the woodcutters stay safe, but also acts as a fulcrum so they can move flexibly around the tree trunk. With each step on the high branch, the rope keeps them balanced, while their hands firmly hold the chainsaw. Each cut is made carefully. On the screen was an image of an experienced woodcutter, dressed from head to toe in safety gear, preparing to cut a giant tree trunk. With the saw in his hand, he was concentrating hard to cut close to the tree's base. Each cut is strong and decisive, but also full of caution, because with just a small mistake, the tree trunk can fall in the wrong direction, causing danger. The woodcutter is making a triangular cut at the base of the tree. This is an important technique to orient the falling tree in the desired direction. He cuts one side of the tree's trunk, forming a neat and precise triangular angle, ensuring that when the tree falls, it falls safely and without danger. After a few more cuts, we can see the tree is starting to lean. The woodcutter completed the triangle cut perfectly. The giant tree trunk fell in the exact direction that the worker had pre-calculated, without causing any danger around. This is the skill of a skilled woodcutter. Impressive, isn't it? Don't forget to click like and subscribe to continue watching interesting videos from us. To help you better understand the triangle cutting technique that the woodcutter just performed, let's analyze each step of this process. When starting, the worker will determine the direction in which the tree will fall, then cut a triangle at the base. Triangular cutting involves the main steps. First, he will cut a diagonal line from the front of the tree trunk to the inside, creating an angle of about 45 degrees. This cut helps create a support for the tree. He will then make a horizontal cut at the base of the diagonal line he just created, removing the triangular section of wood from the stump. When finished, the cut stump will become a gap, allowing the trunk to fall freely in the specified direction. This technique not only helps control the direction in which the tree falls, but also minimizes the risk of breaking or falling, which can cause serious accidents. For experienced woodcutters, performing triangle cuts accurately and quickly is extremely important because it ensures safety for themselves as well as those around them. Please continue following to discover more interesting things about this woodcutting profession. After safely felling the tree, we are witnessing another important aspect of the woodcutter's workflow. The worker will cut the wood right on the spot in the forest, and this is an extremely essential step in the work cycle. Cutting wood on site not only saves time, but also reduces the weight and size of the logs, thereby making transportation much easier. Instead of trying to pull an entire giant tree trunk out of the forest, woodcutters will use chainsaws to divide the tree into smaller logs, usually 2 to 3 meters in length, depending on specific requirements, for later transportation and processing. The special thing is that during the cutting process, the worker needs to carefully calculate how and where to cut to ensure that the logs are divided safely and effectively. Each cut must be precise and careful to avoid damaging the wood and losing the value of the material. He also needs to pay attention to factors such as the cutting position, the direction of the tree, and how to arrange the logs after cutting, so that they can be neatly stacked and easily transported out of the forest. In addition, cutting wood on the spot also helps minimize damage to the surrounding environment. By not leaving large tree trunks lying in the forest, loggers can ensure that forest spaces are better protected and restored. Let's see how the woodcutter turns large tree trunks into easy-to-transport logs, and what sophisticated techniques he uses in the process. Not only stopping at cutting wood into small pieces, woodcutters also have another very smart technique: stacking wooden logs on top of each other to cut at once. This not only saves time, but also optimizes the wood cutting process. Not all woodcutters perform on-site cutting. For some people, transporting wood out to the forest or back home is an indispensable part of their job. In these cases, one of the first important tasks is to clear the road to ensure there is a clear path for transport vehicles. Clearing the road not only makes it easier to transport wood, but also ensures the safety of those working in that area. If the path is not cleaned, not only is there a risk of accidents, but the wood can also be damaged during transportation. MT Kang CCCCK Hayu Ich Trong Viak Louis B and Nung Se Ji Vasi Dichin and Gang Li Sai. Sheik Mei ZFC MDNN Na GGC Trangle DILN. Ko K Nang Di Chai and Nan Chong Vahayukwa. Chup Samban MGI Chong and Givieti Tran Huang. Having cleared the path, we come to an equally important aspect of the log transport process: the heavy-duty log turner. This is an essential tool in the logging industry, helping to move large logs out of the forest safely and efficiently. The heavy-duty log turner, with its special design and powerful pulling power, is capable of handling logs weighing several tons. When the machine starts operating, the wooden clamps equipped on the machine will slowly pick up the cut logs, lift them up and arrange them neatly on the trunk. Machine control techniques need to be precise and careful to ensure that everything is securely fixed to avoid the risk of falling during transport. However, not everyone can afford to use heavy machinery to transport wood. For some woodcutters, transportation by motorbike is still a practical and necessary option. In these cases, they have to be creative and make the most of what they have. Watch the scene where a worker is preparing to transport the giant logs on his motorbike. Even though the road may be bumpy and narrow, the worker still patiently controls the motorbike, step by step, with the hope to bring the wood home safely. This is a testament to the determination and creativity of woodcutters. We are back to the familiar space of cutting logs right at home. The next job is to cut them into smaller sizes to suit your needs. He will determine the size to cut for each piece of wood, be it for furniture, construction, or other purposes. Accuracy and care in each cut is extremely important because it directly affects the quality and applicability of future logs. A large log, when cut into smaller pieces, is not only easy to handle, but also creates a variety of products, from tables and chairs to lovely decorative items. Follow the process of cutting this giant wood to see the craftsmanship and meticulousness of the craftsman. This machine is specifically used to break large wooden panels into smaller panels, serving many different uses, from furniture production to construction. Use a sharp circular saw blade, capable of cutting through wood with high precision. When woodcutters put large panels of wood into the machine, the saw blade will rotate at high speed, creating smooth and neat cuts. From large wooden panels, The machine will cut them into sizes that the worker has calculated in advance, saving time and effort compared to cutting by hand.